Well, I guess it's time for another review. Of course, I don't know what I want to review. I know I could review Call of Duty Black Ops 7, but I still gotta do the multiplayer for that one. I could do Battlefield 6, but I feel like I should do the multiplayer for that one. What about Battlefield 1 or 5? Well, it's been a few years since I really played it, so I feel like I should probably replay them before I really do them. And I can't really compare and contrast GTA Chinatown Wars because, I haven't found a good thumbnail for that one yet. Wait a minute. Oh, well, I did recently complete a Call of Juarez game. I could talk about Bound in Blood. I really did enjoy that one, but I feel like we're probably going to go a little controversial tonight. Call of Juarez, the Cartel. So this is a interesting game. Interesting in quite a few ways. It's interesting because, well, the story was actually somewhat decent in some parts, but it's also a somewhat controversial game, and we'll get into the reasons why. So the Call of Juarez games is a series of first-person shooters that focused on, well, cowboys. Call of Juarez and Bound in Blood were Western games. In this game, well, it focuses on a modern setting, although the Gunslinger, which came out after this, would go back to the Wild West. This game, well, it's a very controversial game, and the reasons why is, well, this game is accused of racism and, of course, sexism, as it stigmatizes various issues that, well, society is facing, such as drugs being in the U.S., along with the treatment of women. And of course, the game also focuses a lot on, the drug trade, and it was, of course, accused of I can't exactly find a word, but it was accused of, kind of over exaggerating it, and it led to some controversy with this game. Then, of course, there's also the fact that this game is also set in a modern setting and not the Wild West, despite being a Call of Juarez game. So, of course, with the controversy aside, what's the story about? Well, it focuses on three protagonists: a DEA agent, an FBI agent, and of course a LAPD officer. All three of them must work together to combat the drug trade and a bunch of other stuff, and also dealing with their own agendas. Overall, it's a really interesting game, gameplay-wise. You can customize your loadout before each mission, and there's plenty of guns to use. The story, for the most part, it's okay. If you've seen any cop TV show, it kind of feels like that. Probably the best experience probably the best way I can describe this is that it's a lot like Battlefield Hardline. It's a cop drama, but, well, a bit more gritty and a little tone deaf in some parts too. The game itself was fun to play. I did have a lot of fun with the missions, and there's some interesting parts in the game. The story, for the most part, I feel like it was okay. It's just there, Whether or not you enjoy it, I don't really feel like it would matter all too well. Then, of course, there is other challenges you can do. There's also quite a few trophies that you can get, or achievements, such as killing a certain number of enemies with, headshots or something, or using grenades. And you can also collect a few things to, help with your character's agenda. I played as the DEA agent, and so he was doing quite a bit to really, help some underground crime and kind of cover his tracks. The game also has a few different endings, one for each protagonist, and I think when they all work with each other, something similar to that. I I kind of betrayed my allies just for the fun of it. At this point, I kind of wanted to see what would happen. It was interesting. My character got arrested in the end. So I guess one of my thoughts on this one is it as bad of a game as some people thought it was? Do I recommend this one? And should you go out and buy this one? I think it's bad in some ways that people were describing it. It's a little tone deaf on some issues, because I mean, not narcotics is well, it's still a huge issue here, and unfortunately, our country still has a issue with crime. But it also feels completely tone deaf to be blaming all of it on what cartels are doing. It just a lot of this just generally felt like a lot of I guess really ignorant talking points in the best way to describe it. I did enjoy parts of the game. I do plan to replay this one and plan to achievement hunt it. I also really would recommend this one if you're looking for a first-person shooter to play. This one is somewhat fairly good. It has some really good moments. A lot of the missions for fun. Some of the car chases for fun. Uh, Dealing with helicopters in this game was fun because you could shoot them down with rockets or firearms, and it definitely felt like a really gritty cop drama. Like honestly, if you've ever seen Brewster's Cops and Robbers video, it generally kind of feels like that with the tone that this game had. As for if I feel like people should go and get this one, honestly, if you happen to find a copy of this one, I'd say pick it up if you're into first person shooters. But if you're not, well, you can probably find something better than this one. But that's all I really have to say for this one. But of course, next time we'll likely be back with another review of something. But until then, thank you all for watching and have a wonderful night, everyone. See you all next time.